We begin with breaking news. Dick Clark, the man credited with introducing rock and roll to mainstream America, has died. The 82-year-old entertainment icon entered a Santa Monica hospital last night for an outpatient procedure, then suffered a massive heart attack. Clark is survived by his wife, Carrie, and 3 children. ABC's Lindsay Davis looks back.
Live from Philadelphia, it's time for America's favorite dance party, American Bandstand.
It was the late 1950s when Dick Clark first stepped on stage as host of American Bandstand. In his trademark suit and tie, he introduced rock and roll into millions of homes and helped make it respectable.
This one's called Rock Around the Clock. Bill Haley.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock.
The show became a phenomenon, and Clark a hitmaker. He gave artists like Chubby Checker their first big break and opened the show to black artists.
This is Sam Cooke singing, You Send Me.
The party lasted 30 years, from Frankie Avalon to Elvis to David Bowie and Mick Jagger.
It is the longest-running variety television show in television history.
Clark's seemingly eternal youth was the only constant.
I have a terrible problem because people keep referring to me as America's oldest living teenager and all of that.
Clark used his fame to build an entertainment empire, producing award shows, hosting game shows, and most famously helping the country count down the new year.
Happy New Year 2001!
He was at his post in Times Square for more than 30 years. Even a stroke only briefly stopped the celebration.
My speech is not perfect, but I'm getting there. I wouldn't have missed this for the world.
Dick Clark never liked to say goodbye, not on New Year's or any of his shows. Instead, he ended every broadcast with his signature salute.
So long. So long. For now, Dick Clark. So long.
Lindsay Davis, ABC News.
Joining us today on ABC 15 Now, we have retired Phoenix Police Sergeant Andy Hill, who you may have seen doing commentary on CNN or Fox, and Clovis Campbell Jr., the head of the National Newspaper Publishers Association. Thank you both for being here. What a big loss today.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was huge. Great fond memories of him in American Bandstand.
You know, it's one of those things, when you watched American Bandstand, it doesn't mean everybody from Elvis Presley to Dolly Parton to Michael Jackson appeared on that show.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what your race, what your class, what your gender, music was music, and Dick Clark made you feel right at home.
Well, you know, he was one that brought the music to your house, and when I was a kid, I would grow up and run to turn on the TV to watch American Bandstand, and to think that he's not here anymore kind of makes me feel like I'm getting old, too.
Oh, yeah, that and New Year's Eve. I mean, you know, just like a friend.
It's also one of those things, he looked amazing. I mean, he always had that youth about him, even though he was called America's oldest teenager. That was kind of the coined phrase for him. But he just had a youthfulness about him.
Well, I think the fact that he always hung around young people, always did things that kept him busy and excited. So, you know, he kind of had that youthful spirit in him, and I hope that it can kind of transcend on to other folks, so we'll get another Dick Clark pretty soon.
That's true. Well, so many of you, of course, sending your condolences and well wishes. Let's get to comments right now. Martha Friedman says, I remember meeting him on American Bandstand when I was a kid. Went to summer camp in Pennsylvania, and the oldest campers used to go to the show. Had a blast there. Mike says, R.I.P. Dick, and thank you for all the great memories, and you're bringing R&R to all of us. And it's certainly a show we will all remember. We grew up on it.
Definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
We will continue to extend the opportunity for you to send your well wishes to Dick Clark and his family on our Facebook page.